What you see is what you get, I got no mask on. What I do it to help take your mask off.
All right, listen, hey guys, welcome to the Blackbird 91. Real quick, one video again. Hey, look, I'm not gonna be real with you. Do I feel like this is performative? Absolutely freaking yes. I won't even waste your time and try to go around the realm. I feel like it's performative, and I'll tell you why I feel it's performative, right? Because I've got no problem with black men crying. You guys have watched me, but I've talked about it. There are certain types of crying that we don't need to see. There are certain things that are needed for your closet, and they're not needed for the world to see. And the reason why I felt like this was really performative is also because I see young Jock talking about, relationships and how it operates in relationships. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like listening to, I'm like, do you hear what's going on? Like, like the conversation between him and his wife, right? You was out here in them streets cheating. But we ain't talking about the reason behind why you got to that stage. No self-awareness, no depth, no digging deeper to find out why you behave the way you behave. Can we be real? Can we be real? So when you start putting on my screen that we want to cry on my screen, not talking about crying, but I'm seeing you cry on my screen. Can we get real? And then can a black man cry? No, black men can cry, right? But I'm gonna need you to also start doing the work and not be performative on my screen, because we know what crying does and how it puts you in a manipulative place oftentimes. Let's just keep it a buck and keep it real. I ain't gonna play with you. Now, I believe black men can cry. Give us a bit of context though. Don't take a video where you're literally where you've done a black and white video. It's gonna be very moving, very sympathetic, very emotive, and you're crying in it. I don't want to see that personally, because it feels manipulative in that moment, right? Like you're trying to get me stirred up. And my thing is, look, I'm a person. Listen, I'll be real with you. I'll tell you all the time. Listen, I watch videos where they're happy, sad, did it, and I'll cry. Oh, listen, look, I'll cry. You know what I mean? I see a thing where it's happy, or like a family's reunited, or a stepdad is the son says to the stepdad, you're my real dad now. I'll break down and cry. I'll break down and cry. You know what I mean? I don't mind. But here's my thing. I'm not going to record myself doing it. Let me tell you a story. One time, I remember back in the day, I was watching Passion of Christ, right? Watching Passion of Christ, and I broke down. And I said to myself, maybe I should record myself crying. Then I asked myself the reason, why would I record myself crying? Oh, I know why. Because it's performative and it's manipulative, and it's a part of you trying to, I want to be able to show. No, you don't want to show anything. Let's keep it a buck and keep it real. So, can black men cry? Yes, they can. But let's not let that be the definitive pinnacle of what vulnerability is. Because we need to get deeper into this conversation. We need to have a real one. It's not vulnerability. Tears does not mean you're being vulnerable. Tears can be out of pain. They can be out of joy. They can be because, you've got things pent up. Yes, they can be. But it can also be very performative. And so, and tears can be a way out of actually having a conversation. Now, look, I'm not saying we shouldn't cry. I'm saying that let's add some tears, but let's add some conversation too, right? Putting words on the screen on my Instagram and put a caption under it ain't the conversation. Let's have some real conversation about emotions. Let's have some real conversation about how you feel. Let's have those real conversations rather than just you video recording yourself talking about how you video recording yourself crying. Video record yourself having a conversation like, hey guys, look, you know what? Let me keep it a buck and real. I didn't know what emotions were. It's the first time I felt them. Let's have those conversations. Like I listened to Will Smith's Will book, and there's a section dedicated to emotions where he talks about how he didn't even realize he had some. Okay, and that when he was dealing with Willow, he had to start coming into his own of understanding what emotions were, right? And dealing with Jada and realizing he had to come into alignment with what emotions were. Now that's a real conversation we need to be having. Now video record that. Video record you having a conversation to yourself, or even having a dialogue or monologue about how you don't know about emotions. Don't throw and thrust me into can black men cry? We can cry. We just don't need to record ourselves crying. It's performative to me. Let's read what he said in the caption. He says, raw emotions, no hiding. See, this is my problem with it. This is my problem. Certain men's vocabulary range is so short. Raw emotions. No, this is not raw emotions. Emotions are not just tears. Right? This is the problem I have. The definition of what emotions become when certain men talk about it becomes problematic. And my washing machine is going off and loud. I promise you guys probably can hear my washing machine going off behind me. I didn't even realize. But it can become problematic, right? So let's just read the rest of it, right? So raw emotions, no hiding behind facades. Okay, can I cry in front of the world? Why am I crying? This world is such a wicked place at times. Our kids are dying before they can live in the streets. Our homes are filled with hate because all around us, destruction is prevalent. Drugs are running rampant in our community. So many are confused. Ascension is necessity. Let it out in front of the world. Do you ever feel like just letting it all out? Some will laugh, and that's expected. Some will tap in to see if I'm okay, and that's appreciated. I beg for mercy on all of us, no salt and unaccounted for. I love you. Now, listen, I hear it, and I love the fact that you know what, he's been a more conscious individual. I just want to see stuff. You want to put that? Why not put that message without him crying? Why do I need to see you crying to do that message? Tell me why. Tell me why must I live my life? You get me? That's what I'm going to say. Let me know your thoughts down below. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. We'll see you again very soon.